Ex-wife opened 2 credit cards in my name in the amount of $6,000. She's threatening to withhold my visitation rights for our son if I turn her in. This is a sad situation, but after my divorce, I ended up moving about 30 miles away where I bought a house and got a job transfer. The divorce was finalized about 4 years ago. She got primary custody as she lives in the school district, though I get most weekends and holidays. We've been fairly cordial about it and it's been working for a while. Eventually, I'd like to get to a 50-50 as she'll be moving to a different school district once he hits high school shortly, and I'd just move into that district. My problem is that my ex has opened up a couple of credit cards in my name. I had no idea this was happening until I received a letter from a collection agency. It was pretty obvious she was the one who opened the accounts as the address on the accounts are hers, and it looks like the statements are from mainly where she shops. When I dropped our son off on Monday, I told her I found the accounts and I'd have to go to the police unless she paid them off completely right away. She denied it at first, then said if I went to the police, she'd disallow visitation for safety reasons. Unfortunately, she'd be able to do this, and has done so in the past, requiring me to go back to court with my lawyer to force her to follow the parenting agreement. That's how I gained all holidays shortly after the divorce, basically as a punishment for failing to comply with the parenting order, but still allowing her to be the custodial parent. I don't want my son to have to go through this, but I am certainly not taking the hit to my credit for what she's doing. I'm probably going to make the report, but is there anything else I'd be missing her? Top comments. Commenter 1. Copying this for every identity theft situation I see on here, since it seems to happen a lot where you know who the person is who stole your identity. This is all information you can find in this sub and others. 1. Call the police. You're the victim of identity theft, plain and simple. It doesn't matter who did it or what your relationship is to them. They broke the law, now they have to face the consequences of their actions. 2. Freeze your credit. You want to make sure it doesn't happen again. Take the proactive route of freezing your credit. 3. Monitor and track your credit. You need to be alerted if anyone tries opening a line of credit in your name. This gives you a way to do it, and it shows your credit score. 4. Warn anyone else who might be a victim. This includes family members or anyone else whose social security number might be compromised by the thief. 5. Take the police report to the credit bureaus. Give them the report number when you dispute all of the accounts. Most of the time, that will be enough for them to take the accounts off of your credit. It's on the creditors themselves to prove the accounts are legitimately yours, and the bureaus aren't going to get in the middle of it. A police report goes a long way in clearing up your credit. Don't take identity theft lying down, even if it's someone close to you. If you let them get away with it, get ready for 5 to 10 years of bad credit, collection agencies coming after you, lawsuits, etc. When you're making your report to the police, I'd let them know exactly what she said regarding her intent to prevent you from seeing your kid. What sucks is you'll probably have to go back to court over it. Give your lawyer a copy of the police report for this, and I would imagine they would be able to use it against your ex when you inevitably end up back in front of a judge. Commenter 2. Turn her in and use that to get full custody. Family courts tend to frown upon crime. It would also be good to try to get her threats of parental alienation on video. Talk to your lawyer and start gathering evidence. Commenter 3. First off, I love how she went from denying it to threatening. Great level of trustworthiness right there. Second, literally treat her like anyone else. Someone committed fraud against you. Report it and take care of yourself. Third, drag her back to court for damages and request the parenting agreement be amended. It's clear she can't be trusted with finances, and that should be grounds for losing some parenting rights. If she's violated the parenting agreement before, point out this isn't the first time she's made executive decisions. Commenter 4. Dude, stop being a doormat and turn her in. She won't have a leg to stand on if she's in jail. Ick, why you think she has any bargaining power her when she will get in trouble for identity theft and not following the custody agreement by extorting you not to turn her in. LOL. Update 1. There's some good and some bad, unfortunately. Since this started several months ago, she has been horrible. I went to the police regarding the credit card accounts. Getting the report was painless, and they said it happens a lot. Both of the credit cards have dropped off my credit report. My credit is back to normal, and I've set up a credit monitor and to make sure it doesn't happen again. It doesn't look like she's going to be prosecuted for opening the cards in my name. I was told when I made the report it would be up to the credit card companies to cooperate with the prosecutors if they wanted to go through with fraud charges. Apparently they don't cooperate most of the time, but I can still ask the county to prosecute on behalf of myself, which I did. In November I got a form letter saying they wouldn't be prosecuting my case. I asked a criminal defense lawyer I know about it, and he said the county maybe goes forward with 10% of criminal cases where people get arrested. It's nearly zero where there is no probable cause for an arrest. He said his job is basically just working out deals for clearly guilty people. He also said to let it go at this point, so I've come to terms with the fact that she's not going to give criminal charges and probably not even a lawsuit. She also did exactly what she said she would do and stopped letting me see our son. I've documented every single instance, about 30 total, since September that she's failed to follow our court-ordered custody agreement. I finally got her served at work. That's another thing I don't like about family courts, and she claimed I was abusive and manipulative. I had the police report for the credit cards and basically said the visitation violations started the week after I made the report. The judge basically gave her a final chance to follow the order before he would grant an alteration and she'd possibly face criminal charges. The first child exchange after the hearing a couple weeks ago, she said she needs more child support and alimony, asking for an extra $1,500 per month. I told her absolutely not. Last week I went to pick him up, she never showed up, and I got a documentation number from the police. Next day, new account detected email. I got the account cancelled before the card was even sent to her address. Froze my credit, made another report, waiting for the will not prosecute letter. She's failed to show up with him ever since. Got her served at work and our new hearing is in a week and a half. I know eventually things are going to work out, but she's really testing my nerves. Top comments. Commenter 1. This is exactly why credit card fraud is so rampant, nothing is ever done about it. Commenter 2. Get her threats in writing then report her anyway. If she tries to fuck with your custody, submit her messages as evidence. Commenter 4. Persistence will pay off in the long run. If she is like this with you, there is no telling how she will start treating your child when they get to their less agreeable stages of life. Hang in there. Commenter 4. Damn, she's not very bright, this is all going to end up biting her in the ass, and I pray it does. I think it's going to end up working out in your favor here eventually, op. So what did she learn by not getting any consequences? She learned she can get away with it and figured it's okay to attempt to steal from you and fuck up your credit up yet again. I'd think that the judge is going to be pretty pissed off at her for not following custody agreements whatsoever again. Don't know if the prosecutors will do anything about the credit card yet again, as it sounds like she didn't even get to max it out this time. It's insane to me she opened yet another credit card, she's got some balls. Update 2. It's hard to say if this is good or bad, but I'm going to take this as a win. My ex-wife didn't show up to court and the judge granted my request for what amounted to a major alteration of the custody agreement. We have another hearing in a couple of weeks, which is to confirm the new order and give her a chance to defend herself. I will be the primary custodian and my now wife, and I couldn't be happier about it. The judge also ordered my ex to bring our son to the hearing, something she's never had to do before. Last Wednesday I got a call from DCFS saying my son was at the hospital, but only as a precaution to get checked out. I left work and got there about 45 minutes later, just as he was about to be cleared. I hadn't seen him in person in a few weeks and we both cried. DCFS said my ex and her boyfriend got into a physical domestic, and during it, my son got bumped and fell into a coffee table. He ended up needing 2 stitches on the side of his head. He got a CT and everything was fine. He said he didn't want to live with my ex anymore because he doesn't like the boyfriend who moved in. CPS and I agreed as part of the safety plan, he would be staying with me until the next court date. Both my ex and her BF were taken to jail, both released the next day. It looks like they aren't being charged. He's 12 and pretty resilient. He explained that my ex and the BF argue a lot, but that was the first time it got physical. I drive him back and forth 30-ish miles for school every day, and the school knows not to allow my ex to pick him up, which she tried to do on Tuesday. She has texted me a couple of times asking to talk, and I told her we will deal with this in court. I wish I didn't get him like this, but I know he's safe and it's starting to look pretty good for me on the legal side of things. Also, no surprise, but no charges are being filed for the new account she tried to open several weeks ago. Edit: I'll clear up a couple things here. I would love to press charges on my ex for either keeping my son from me or identity theft. The prosecutor's office here just straight up isn't interested. I've been completely open and helpful, the original police report spells it out perfectly, the county just doesn't want to bother with it. I've checked my son's credit, thankfully the only thing there is the credit card I added him as an authorized user on. My lawyer told me freezing his credit could backfire if my ex doesn't have the PIN, as the court might look at it as finance related. I currently monitor both mine and his credit with the credit alert service recommended in the OP several months back. That's how I found out about the newest account she tried to open. It saved my ass. I already pay for everything related to my son, clothes, tuition, sports, everything. Which is why it chapped my ass she wanted more. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, thanks for the update, and I'm glad your child is now safe. I would also ask the court to mandate a custody app, where all communication between your ex and you happen. It's to protect you both. Good luck, and keep being a great parent. Op, we are probably going to head this route. Haven't had to do it yet. Op should request the court to make his ex pay him child support. Op, this will probably never happen. I have a decent idea what she makes from Monster, AGM at a fast food restaurant, and I make anywhere from 5-10x what she does depending on my bonus. It's why I still have 3 years for spousal support, and we'll never be close enough in salary that she would ever owe me anything, even if I had full custody. Commenter 2, you may want to try to get a court order prohibiting her from using your financial information from taking out credit in your name. Should the court grant such an order, then if she violates it she will be in contempt of court, which may be easier to prosecute. I advise running it by your attorney. Good luck. Commenter 3, may I also suggest you see if there is some kind way to stop her from using the child's social security number to get credit? I have seen tons of posts about parents who take out debts in their children's names and the kids don't find out till later and are saddled with that debt and or a bad credit score. I know this kid is only 12, so I don't know what she could or couldn't do, but a woman who has done all these other things would not be above doing this. Op, I wholeheartedly agree, and I asked my family lawyer about it. He said it best, both my ex and myself would have to have access to the PIN. At worst, if I froze his credit and my ex fought it, she could use it against me, even with the identity theft she's already done. Commenter 4, I would ask judge for the mom to have supervised visitations from now on. She has some dude living over there beating everybody's asses. And I would be filing a restraining order on dude so he can't be anywhere near your son. Full stop.